Right. Welcome to Nanny B's Story Time. We are on lesson number 8, but we're learning about commandment number 7. So, and we're talking about thou shalt not commit adultery. So, if you're going to talk about adultery, you've got to talk about brides and grooms and weddings. So, have you ever been to a wedding? Yes or no? What did you like about the wedding? A lot of people like the receptions, the cake, and I had chocolate dipped strawberries at mine, which is my favorite. The dresses and the way everybody's all dressed up, or maybe it's some of the customs you like, where you light the unity candle, so you got the candles and the flowers, or maybe it's the rings where they do the rings and sometimes they drop them or lose them, which is very sad. Or there's some weddings where they break a glass. There's some traditions at weddings where they jump over a broom. There's all kinds of different traditions with all different kind of weddings, and so I like watching movies that have weddings in them, and I think that's why Hallmark and stuff is such a big thing. So people most of the time like and enjoy going to weddings, and so during the process of the wedding, the big thing is that they say their vows when they promise to love each other in sickness and in health, in the good times and the bad times. And so we normally say that is being faithful to each other. And so that is what we're getting to today, because y'all are kids. I hope that y'all don't plan on having a wedding anytime soon. And so, but God takes it up to another level, just like he did with the murder. I don't expect to see any of y'all on America's Most Wanted because y'all have gone out and committed murder. But just like Jesus took it to another level about, no, you shouldn't even hate people because that's just as bad in the New Testament. So God designed and instigated marriage, and he did it because he wanted it to be a pattern and to show us how we're supposed to love God. He talks about that he is the bridegroom and we are the bride. And he loves us unconditionally all the time. And so he gave us the story of a minor prophet named Hosea. And I always tell the kids, there are major prophets and minor prophets, not because the major ones are more important. They're just a lot bigger. You have Hosea and Jeremiah, and they're like 50 chapters. And then you have Hosea that has 12, and then you get into like Joel and Amos that have 5 or 6. So it's not how big and great they are, it's the size of the book that made them a major prophet or a minor prophet. And so Hosea is a minor prophet, and I want you to look at big number 1, little number 1. So that's chapter 1, verse 1. And it says, the word of the Lord, which came to Hosea, the son of Beeri, during the days of Uzziah and Jotham, Ahaz, and Hezekiah, kings of Judah, and during the days of Jeroboam, the son of Joash, king of Israel. So let's set the stage. At the time that this takes place, Israel was one big country, but then Solomon died, and they got divided into the northern kingdoms and the southern kingdoms. And so at the same time, let me make sure I get this right. So in the northern kingdoms was Israel, and Hosea is prophesying to the northern kingdom of Israel. At the same time, Isaiah, one of the major prophets, is prophesying to the southern kingdom called Judah. So they're prophesying at the same time because neither one of them were doing what they were supposed to be doing, which is following God's commandments and loving him, and they were following after idols and these kind of things. So Hosea is prophesying, and this is what Hosea is told to do by God. Little number 2. When the Lord first spoke through Hosea, the Lord said to Hosea, go take to yourself a wife of harlotry and have children of harlotry, for the land commits flagrant harlotry, forsaking the Lord. Verse 3, so he went and took Gomer. And so God tells him, go get a wife. She's not going to be faithful to you, but go take her as your wife anyway. And he was showing that this is exactly just like Homer Hosea took Gomer as his wife, she would go off and not be faithful to their marriage. And that's exactly what God was saying the children of Israel were doing in the northern and the southern kingdoms. And Hosea was prophesying and telling them, you're doing just like what the God said not to, and you're going and you're living your own life, you're following after idols, you're not obeying what God says, you're not loving him, you're not worshiping him. And so, but Hosea continued to love Gomer just like God continued to love the children of Israel, and just like he continues to love us, even though we screw up and we do our own thing and we don't do what we're supposed to do. Even though we know we're supposed to, he continues to love us. And so that's what he is showing us through this commandment and through his word, is that he loves us no matter what. He will be faithful to us. He will continue to keep the marriage vows even when we don't, even when we fail. And so here Hosea honors his marriage vows. He even had to go and buy his wife out of a slavery situation because she left him. She got herself in a situation. So look over at chapter 2, little number 19. It says, I will betroth you to me forever. Yes, I will betroth you to me in righteousness and in justice and in loving kindness and in compassion. And I will betroth you to me in faithfulness. Then you will know the Lord. So this is how God is telling us. He is going to be faithful. He is going to be righteous. He's going to be passionate, even when we mess up and we do the wrong things. And then look down at chapter number 3, the first verse. Then the Lord said to me, go again, love a woman who is loved by her husband, yet an adulteress. Even the Lord loves the sons of Israel, though they turn to other gods and love their raisin cakes. And so here they were, and the raisin cakes, it's not like the Little Debbie little raisin cakes that you get. These were done to celebrate foreign gods. And so they are worshiping idols in Israel. They are doing these cakes and celebrating these foreign gods. And God is telling Hosea, tell them I still love them. I want them back. I want to be their God. I want them to be my people. And I will be faithful and compassionate and still care about them and love them. And then look at little number 5 of chapter 3. Afterwards, the sons of Israel will return and seek the Lord their God and David their king, and they will come trembling to the Lord and to his goodness in the last day. So we don't always do what we're supposed to when we're supposed to, but God is always there. He is always faithful. He is always ready to receive us back. And so if you have your little papers, if you got your kit, the marriage promise from Hosea 1-3, it says, God is the groom. God made a vow to love his people, just like you do at a wedding where the bride and the groom tells each other that they're going to promise to love, honor, and cherish all the days of their lives, no matter what. And his people are the bride. And then you've got to find the different letters, and so I'll put it up here. So, and we are supposed to be, can you see, there's the F, and then the A, I, T, oh, there's the big H in green, faith, and let's see, oh, there's the little F in the pink, and a U, and an L. So, God's gift is he's going to be faithful even when we are not. And so we should strive to, when you are older and you get married, and for the adults watching this, we need to be faithful and to not commit adultery, not to cheat with our thoughts, with our actions. And then as y'all get older, kids, and you get married, that you will keep those vows. But we also need to see how God designed marriage to show that he will always love us. And so we need to, in turn, do the same. And so we're not going to have a missionary story for the next couple of weeks, simply because we are having Vacation Bible School. And so I've been running around crazy getting that done. If you're local, it is on Wednesday nights at the church at Macedonia at 5:30. So we have Bible and snacks and games and crafts and music and such. And so it's hard enough to get this together. So, and I again apologize for it being very late for me to get this done. And so it's going to be for the next few weeks until July that we will not have a missionary story. And that just will help me to be able to just get the memory verse and the Bible story done as we finish up on our 10 Commandments. Also, don't forget the Perfect 10 is a cute little song I posted. I'll try and repost it. It's an easy way, for you to remember the 10 Commandments with some actions and some music. And so I hope to see you at Vacation Bible School tomorrow night on Wednesday. And if not, then check back in for Nanny B's Bible time and story time next week. See you later. Hope you'll have a great week. Remember, God loves y'all. Bye.